Welcome, one and all, to a new Written Wednesday. I'm very glad to have you, he said to the empty chat. Well, hopefully it'll pick up later tonight and we can get some good progress done. It's very good to see all of you, and as you can tell by the big stupid smile on my face, I am really happy with my new outfit. A nice velour robe, an elegant cravat, and a shirt that I've upturned the collar to because the one I want to have with the little tiny dips right here is taking forever to get here off of eBay. But that's okay. This looks just as nice because it has the little tiny pointy necky bits. Tacks or tags or whatever. You can tell by the enormous wealth of a vocabulary I have that this is the one-stop shop for writing advice. Neck pointy pokey things. Exactly. Yes, indeed. Now, our favorite little muffin, Ray, is off busying herself at her workplace and then with new study, which I wish her the best at. And in case she happens across this video later on my YouTube channel, I wish you the best of luck and I hope everything is going magnificently. I'm also thinking about rearranging my room here at some point, so that's probably going to have to happen too. And I might actually get the gumption to do some sort of audio editing because I am very gradually getting better at my editing software. So at some point we won't blow out my volume going, "Welcome back, one and all, to Written Wednesday!" Now, if everybody in my city block didn't hear that one, I don't know at what point they will. There we go, that's one ocean consumed. Now, let's see what we can do about writing. As I said last time, and I did take a week off because I really was just feeling mentally drained, and I don't know, being in front of the camera again and having a nice new outfit that's nice and soft and warm and Victorian, it's just put an enormous smile on my face, and I'm just happy to be back here. And maybe, just maybe, excuse me, that was not a burp, that was my first ever attempt at echolocation. Hopefully, we can get back in here for my week off. I really wasn't feeling it. I'm feeling a lot better being in a new outfit and being back in front of the camera and everything again. And hopefully we'll have some people I want to bounce off of and chat with. But hopefully, my big plan, the hope that I have said hope way too many times today for, is to rewrite the chapter in the way I was speaking of the last time I was here, which is trying to make it a more action-packed and it's not the energy I want to say, but it's just, there's a lot of things happening. There's a good pace, a good supply of constant action, because one thing I really like, I'm going to grab a VHS tape real quick. And I just got my new Quasar 4-head VHS player, the same model I had when I was a child in Pennsylvania, with the big remote, which I'm really, really happy for, because the thing is, I remembered what the clicker looked like, and I remember it had this really cool slip-down thing in the front, but I couldn't remember what brand it was because I was a child when we had this. And I talked to my dad about what VHS players we had at the time, and he remembered when he first met my mother, they saved up and bought a very expensive Quasar VHS player. But he said that was back in the 80s, so he didn't recall if that was the one we had where we were living originally, or, hang on, if it was an, I think, RCA model. So I started hunting, and I started looking up all the Quasar VHS players that I could think of, and eventually I stumbled across the clicker. And when I discovered the clicker, well, excuse me, it's at the end of my... When I discovered the clicker, I started looking over every detail of it. I saw VCR Plus. Is this a universal remote? Which, no, it isn't. And I went through and I started hunting it up, and eventually I found the full VCR player, and now I have that in my room, the exact same model. It runs a little rough. I'm going to have to clean it, but hopefully I'll get it running as it should be once again. But the segue about VCRs and VHSs. One of my favorite movies, in fact, part of the inspirational namesake for my series Infinity Quest, is my favorite movie, Galaxy Quest, starring Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver. There's no R there. Favorite movie of all time, by the way. Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, and Alan Rickman. I adored this movie, and I recently rewatched this with one of my best friends, Colby. And I realized there's a consistent level of action on the screen at any given time. There's always something happening. And for a television series such the like of Star Trek The Next Generation or something of that matter, I get the importance of having slow moments to digest and just... I love slice of life where you can sit and relax and drop into it. You know, I'm wearing the right outfit for it. Relax into a scene and just experience the setting, the lore, the world itself. I like having that bit of just being able to drop and settle into it. But at the same point in time, one of the things I love the most about Galaxy Quest is there's almost always something happening. There's something big to the plot, always keeping it going. So you feel like you're on like this fast-paced journey, you know, where we've got the plot horse engaged. Go, coachman, go! Whew! And you know you're bouncing to the story. You're making progress. You're flying down the road of storytelling, and it's engaging. You can't help but love it. And that's something I adore about this movie. I don't feel at all like any of my time is wasted. The pacing is monumental, and that is something I did not like about the previous version of this chapter. Yes, indeed, I am talking about writing. Pay attention. Try to keep up. I've had cookies today. And I am happy to have had cookies today. I am still on my diet. I am behaving. I am losing weight. The double chin is slowly flying off into the ether. But I had molasses cookies today, and I am happy about that. So, taking this back to the chapter. Yes, indeed. Is, I felt like the big problem, and I know I addressed this in a previous one, just stay with me here, because I'm on like this weird little, we're still on the horses. The coachman he's looking for a raise, where the plot horse is going down the trail. But, okay, focus. We have a problem, which I probably addressed in the last one. I did not like the flow of things. We had this lack of action. The focus was on... And like, again, if you're trying to do something writing like this, like pay attention and rip out from this whatever valuable information you can. I'm not the best advisor on the face of the planet, especially when I'm not talking to someone. I'm thinking about putting a mirror up here so I can at least look at myself. Hello, you have some writing advice, you know, because God knows I could need it. It's the mirror back there that you might sometimes probably have seen. But the big problem is the focus of this chapter is the Infinity Drive, this big, emotionless, expressionless machine of unimaginable power. And while it's a good plot device, I feel like having it be the main focus of the chapter while it's doing things and just bash, slash, bop, knocking people out of the way, there's no reaction out of it. There's no character out of it, and it just sort of... I mean, it's high stakes, and I could probably portray it well, but I feel like I need something to want to increase the stakes and have more to want to bounce off of and have every moment counting instead of people on the bridge just going, I hope the security team's doing good down there. What can I do? Like, it leaves certain elements of the story out of play. So, what I'm thinking of doing, as I might have said, is erasing most of this after I go through and read it and tweak it and do my little edits, is have them get to the hibiscus like was originally talked about and have the Rolfians already there so that when the Infinity Drive starts to react, and I can hint at the fact that it might be the Rolfian presence there that makes the Infinity Drive react, I can have it that we're fighting Rolfians and having to deal with this, which makes the Defender a liability for the Hibiscus, meaning the Hibiscus has to work harder, we get to introduce more characters, we get more of a moment where all elements of the story are at play. And I think that helps it feel more active, more well-paced, more appreciative of your time, because stuff is going down. I'm going to put this away now because I keep all my VHS tapes categorized. because I am a smart fellow who uses outdated media formats. I appreciate VHS tapes, and you will never tell me that they are wholly obsolete, because while yes, I like the special features of a DVD, the audio quality, the video quality, yup-de-doop-de-doop-de-doop, I can tell you this for a fact. If you look at a DVD the wrong way, it will get scratched, and the DVD player will be like, sorry, man, can't help you. It's scratched, man. What do you expect? It has been destroyed beyond my ability to cope with. If I put up a VHS player at the bottom of a flight of stairs and mold that sucker down from the top of the building, just all the way down the building, down the flights of stairs, into the VHS player would go, I hope you brought your popcorn, because we're about to watch a movie. It would not be even the slightest bit held back by the fact that the tape has just fallen from Mars to Earth. And I love that about that, and something about the smell of the warm VHS tapes. If anyone else remembers that, let me know down in the comments below. But that the smell of a movie, the smell of the tape warming up from the VCR. I know, it shouldn't be like a prominent, like, smoky, things are on fire, the ozone is burning kind of smell. But it's just something about the experience and the sound of the track, the head going, and the little gears moving, the little tape moving around. It's something that just screams nostalgia to me, and I know that's going to be something lost. And I will bring up an interesting point my friend Jacob brought up, in that we are, us right now, living in a very unique time, because there is a very clear and obvious sense of progression. Many of us grew up with VHS tapes, of cassettes, or we seen the rise and fall of hit clips and the little Uplay thing. Remember? You could buy like the little cartridges, and you'd put it in, and you'd have like your own little television, and you could watch Nickelodeon and stuff on it. But a lot, like, that's gone. But we've been there for that. We're seeing these massive leaps and bounds and strides in technology where normal generations will just see, we're reaching the point where it's just going to be doing things more efficiently, or modifying the technology we have, or streamlining it, or being more efficient about it. There is a clear and present advancement that's very visually obvious with our technology going on here, and we might be the last generation to want to get that for a while. We remember the old VHS tapes, the old cassette tapes, the old corded phones, the clunky starts of the smartphone. We've paved the way for a lot of the technology to come, the sleekness, the newness. And while we'll never stop advancing as a species, we'll never stop progressing, I feel he's correct in that obvious sense of invention, that sense of moving on is going to be replaced with a sense of becoming more efficient, a sense of advancement through other means, like the more obvious tactile response, where you can feel the advancement happening, and going from big clunky mechanical keyboards to the more sleek ones, or just anything like that. I feel like we're in a very unique position to want to appreciate a moment that will be one of very few under the sun, and that's kind of cool. Hello, Meg. I am always happy to be joined by my favorite spuddy friend. You missed it too, by the way. I just poured all my high octane energy into an intro. So I hope you're having a good time tonight, Meg. I also hope that Picarto is... Okay, good. It's working. Good. Oh, good Lord, Sesra! Hi, Sesra! Oh, my! Oh, my, that's been a while! Hi! Yes, finally got here. The gang's all here. I've got my velour robe, I've got my cravat, and I've got my fancy rings with... I'm pretty sure that's plastic. I am in rare form today because I got to have cookies. I'm on my diet and I found delicious, delicious cookies. Molasses, soft molasses from Archway that have like icing on it, and they are the best thing in the world, and I am happy. Sorry about that. Dang, I thought I missed you last week, but didn't really. Oh, yeah, no, I took a break because I was feeling really burned out, and I was feeling just like I was pumping out art. I wasn't happy, or not art, but story text, writing words that I was really unhappy with. And I just felt it was like more going through the motion, and it just didn't strike me right. And I feel like the clunkiness really translated into the pacing of it. Oh, Lord, cookies. Yes, they are the best cookies. If I wasn't on my diet, I would go to the next room and get more of those cookies to slap into my face hole. You know, the one located right here that you can very plainly see. Archway cookies. That takes me back to when I was a kid. And still human. Hey, they have been around so very long time. Yes, indeed they have, I bet. And the packaging puts me in mind very much of B&M canned bread, which I also enjoy, and have 1,000 cans of. If the world ever ends, you may call me the bread man. Meg, you've got the potatoes all covered. Cesra, I'm fairly certain, can deal with clams, and I've got the bread. It will be the worst sandwich in all the world, but that will be a much smaller pool to want to judge from if it all comes crashing down. And in any case, I have the bread. And cookies. Oh, and by the way, Cesra, I am getting much better at digital art. I want to send you a group shot I've been working on, but I never got around to wanting to do that because I am just absolutely incorrigible. Yes, the bread lord! The bread lord! The end of the world is the yeast of your problems, and only the start of mine. Is okay. I only need clams. Yes, clams, clams, and only clams. No bread, thank you. Well, I will let you know that my bread has raisins in it. It is delicious, molassesy bread that is almost approaching on just as good as the cookies. Well, there's another ocean taken care of. Raisins, yeah. No, I'm going to get you a can of this because it is thanks to Mr. LA Beast that I know this exists, and I want to show it off because it is wonderful and delicious. I have returned with your canned bread's needs. I am the bread man of the future. Here it is. I told you it existed. I know it existed. Look at this. I have more canned bread than Squidward could ever dream of. And it tastes very good with, oh God, I think it's, I know it's some kind of German cake. Belgian chocolate cake. And you get the, coconut pecan icing, a little bit of that on this. Oh, so good, so good. And you're gonna have to take and open both ends with the can opener because the negative pressure that it creates, like it is it's tight in here. This is like unboxing an Apple product where like the two halves of the package are just like lightly pulling against you for that satisfying pulling it out there. This is like that, but with bread. So you need to cut open the other side here so you can break that negative vacuum and then like push it out here with like a cup or something. But then once you have this delicious, delicious loaf of bread, you just cut it up into eighths, slather some of that pecan icing on, and oh. And for anyone wanting to know what they look like, these are those Archway cookies. I'm just going to conveniently open OBS here so I can make sure that they're on screen. Peekaboo! But yeah, these are the Archway cookies. I get them at Publix. They are delicious. Oh yes, I have heard of Spotted Dick. I actually want to see if I can track that down and try that because it is just too silly not to try. And he's gone, yes. I see myself picking out each raisin and eating it and leaving behind the bread. No! I work hard for this canned bread! I know as a yinglet you might not appreciate the intricacies of canning a loaf of bread or working and laboring to buy too much canned bread that you don't actually need, but it is an important process and we will eat the bread in this household. Thank you. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. We make a good combo then. That has to be the strangest ever. It's like borderline a cousin to spam, yes. Cute cookies. I see what you're doing there, sister, and I don't approve. I don't approve of it. I'm going to laugh at it when this camera's off, but I don't approve of it. I'm going to... Serious stoic fatherly disappointment here in my little fur child. But I thank you. I thank you for stopping yourself. I know the Yinglet's natural inclination to make puns and jokes is quite a strong one. You know what? I'm going to peruse through here real quick and snag the picture of characters I'm working on that I wanted to send you. And I'm going to try very desperately not to yawn in front of the camera. Despite the fact that it really wanted out. So that worked well. No judging me. I did not yawn. You didn't see that. That is my second ever live on camera footage attempt at echolocation. It didn't end well, and I will have you thankfully not judge me for my poor echolocating skills. That was obviously the intent of that action, and I will hear no dissenting opinion otherwise. Okay, let me scroll through here to Sesra. You can't see what I'm doing in this tab. I am sending art. There we go. Bam. I was literally going to say it because it does. You can buy the stuff in a can, but I had to literally sit. You're innocent. You swear. Yes, I'm sure you're innocent and you swear. Just the holiest little furs. People, little. What? I want to be clever here for something with. But Weasel is already furred. Crap it! I'm gonna have to go to Fiverr to outsource my labor to coming up with better puns. Fur people. Tips around Caleb. Yes, looking for the speed or methamphetamine or whatever it is that's hyped me up this much. I'm sure we could all benefit from some excess energy. Now, when I last left off, I was probably still off in the upper deck, but let's see. Oh, I never indented here. That's Furple. No, I quite don't like that. Furple. Fur people. But you can't do that the opposite way because it would just be pure. Pure? Purple. No, I just sound like someone very foreign trying to say purple. I'm going to have to eventually put every available facility of my brain into peeling that one apart and trying to make it work. Peepurries. No, oh dear. Again, this just sounds like we're talking about purple people. But I hope you do like the picture, by the way. That is a bunch of the characters so far in my Will to Survive series that I'm hopefully going to be pumping out this Christmas at some time with Infinity Quest. Is not so very good with the words. That's okay. I'm a writer and I'm still terrible with them. But yeah, we have. It's all work in progress, but I'm really happy with my progress in digital art with Photoshop. There is, and I'm going to try and from memory here. The guy with the tattoos, that is Boondock. That is the brother of Grifter, who is standing right next to him in the black leather jacket. And then next to him is Varen, the main character of my friend who I'm writing this with. Behind her is Old Man Miri, whose eye concerns me because it looks very good, but at the same point in time, it is a very intense eye. The enormous wall of muscle behind her is a genetically augmented fellow named George. He is of the Heavy Trooper cast in this series and one of the few survivors of the Lost Europe. And then the fellow with the huge Coke bottle glasses is General Stein, who is an incredible intelligence strategist, but a very, very poor people person who has to put on this big, larger than life, like I've got everything under control image, because it's an apocalyptic setting, and he's very good at what he does. People appreciate whenever he shows up and that he's doing his stuff, but he's not so good with the logistics of morale, so he tries to put on with it, and it's like getting a motivational speech from your boss and just hoping, like, well, don't worry, he'll keep the sky from setting on fire. You have been doing so much work with the arts. Yes, I have. I'm also quite pleased at my anime abilities, too. My friend had me on the fly do a My Hero Academia character for him. And I just threw that out there, and it looked pretty good, too. I'm actually thinking about at some point doing art videos for my YouTube channel. And I want to put out like a questionnaire at some point where I ask people what they want to see in terms of evolution or advancement in the Written Wednesday series. I'd love to be able to want to upgrade myself and like strive for a higher benchmark and eventually make this a program people want to watch. Why, I imagine him correcting you. Zet Stein. That's Stein. Oh God, no! I actually imagine Stein. I've described him as being very sheepish. So when he talks, he's very kind of quiet and awkward and pausey when he speaks to people. Oh, Steen. Pronounced Steen. Okay, my mistake. And for George, the big fellow, I actually have a bit of fun with him. I say he was born in Germany originally, and then he had spent a lot of time in Russia. So he was moved around a lot during the fighting or before the fighting when he was a young child. So whenever I type his accent, it's usually quite fun because his accent is a little wonky in that it's never quite sure where to lean into harder. And I had to do a lot of research into what nickname or what his surname is that I wanted to give him. And I think I'm going to go with the full name. And I'm doing this from memory. Please, if your husband in the background hears me trying to affect German, do not judge me too harshly. Be distracted by the glory of my velour robe. But I believe the surname I had picked was Katzenellenbogen, which literally means the cat's elbow. And I have it being involved in the story that George does not like his last name because it's so silly. Tips more around the Caleb. Yes, we are desperate to find whatever illicit substance I'm on that has hyped me up this much for the stream. I don't know, but feel free to keep looking. Cat's oboe. No, not oboe, elbow. Cat's oboe. I'd be more impressed to see how he plays it without lips. Actually, I'd almost be interested to see a dog play any percussion instrument. Wait. What is it? I've forgotten what a percussion instrument is. I hope that's a flute. What is a... Please tell me that was a flute. Please tell me I have done a smart. What it... They're drums? Oh, no. Percussion, because you hit it. Yes, you... Oh. What kind of instrument is a... woodwind. A wind instrument. Oh, the most obvious choice for name. A wind instrument. Because you blow in it. I'm a writer, I swear. Oh, I'm having an existential crisis tonight. No, percussion is drum. Oboe is wind instrument. Oh, I swear my IQ is bigger than my shoe size. I swear. I'm just having a difficult time existing tonight. I've gone from pure energy to pure stupid. My enthusiasm did not back up my mind. Feel. Swarm of floating silvery and pill-shaped surface robots known as cams. Meet the oncoming personnel. Their little black eyes within the doughy whites. Their little black eyes within the doughy white oblong space of their faceplates coming to meet each of the visitors before settling on the Infinity Drive. Each would split up to pursue. No. How about the most obvious choice? Person. Each person would split up to pursue. All while the defender called and collected its officers, its local. Forcements. Is it I? Yes, it is. From the Mesve, Nightwalker arrived on scene. Conference room. I think that's something they would do. Ooh, I already hate this. And you know what? I want to do a little something that I should have been doing for a while now, which is making it obvious where I'm working. Because I keep trying to open this up and work, and I keep losing what place I'm at, and it takes me forever to want to go and find it. Hello to the Gidge. So happy you could join us. Well, that's a happy and affectionate looking little face if I've ever seen it. Normally what I do is I'd copy and paste the area I'm working on to a different Word document, like a blank one, so that I wouldn't lose it in here. But with the way OBS is set up while I'm streaming, I can't open up other Microsoft Office things. I say the way OBS is set up, which is the way I've neglected to fix it from being set up. It has settings. I've just not figured it out and have somehow managed to screw it up to this point. I will eventually figure it out. Don't worry, Gidge. As per your request, I will smite it. That got a little big. Oh, that... Go over there. There we go. OBS, how are we looking? We're looking good. Okay, good. Yes. Don't mention it. It has been struck down with the fury of the Bread Lord. I don't know why... Here, hang on. Not the Ring Lord, the Bread Lord. Okay. Now, already, I don't like that. And you know what? Alright, stream! You're going to be with me on this. The part I'm unhappy with that I'm going to edit. I'm going to make it a different color. Vote now what color we're going to make the thing I'm working on. What color it is. Gidge says green, because of course you do, you scary Necronomicon person. Alright, what does the potato monger say? What color? Blue, okay. Now what does Cesra say? Gidge, if I were to fight you, you'd probably do something scary and pull my still beating heart out like, I think, episode 13 of Hunter x Hunter, and I would prefer that not to happen. Green is my favorite, though. Okay, well, terribly sorry. Meg's been disconnected from the chat. I will no longer be hearing any instructions from her. Okay, so green it is. Traitor. I need a better shade of green. I guess that... Can we make a color? No, that burns my eyes. That was not better. I don't know. Is that this button? The Google Doc button. Ha ha ha! Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. I think I ever have it like you have an itch on the inside of your ear, like deep inside your ear, like it feels as if your brain is itchy. Almost like right in there. That's gonna be I'm gonna have to take care of that after the stream. Just get a cotton swab in there and poke the living heck out of my brain, and hopefully an idea might fall out. What has you frustrated, dear Yinglet? My dear matron friend. I had to relog. Oh no, you weren't a part of the voting process. This stupid stream wouldn't run. Yeah, no, that sounds about right, given my technical expertise. Well, in that case, I will give you the opportunity. I wrote editing here in red, but the bits I'm unhappy with, I'm going to highlight in a specific color. Gidge said green. Meg said blue, but her favorite is green. So I will ask you, the Cesra, what do you think we should highlight here for areas I'm unhappy with that I need to work on? I'm gonna take and kind of restructure that sentence because I don't like where it's starting from. IDK, I just squinted the... Well, you read it perfectly. Green is good. It seems readable. I think blue, unless it is light blue, hard to read. So green is good. It's like that song, I'm blue, made up words, abadi babadai. Except for it's green and we're all skeletons. So I can tell Gidge has indeed arrived. Alright, he'd normally say something to fill the air. Okay, so I'm blue. If I was green, I would die. Is that actually the words? I just thought it was like weird throat techno squeaking. I'm blue. If I was green, I would die. Oh my... I've just had my world rocked here. Hang on. Wow. But yeah, for the context of the scene, they've just recovered, and Gidge points this out. Right, this is off topic, but off my head. I have no idea the context of the scene. Oh, I thought so. Okay, no. Meg, you have betrayed my trust here. I thought there was some sort of world-shattering revelation about the meaning of the song. I am severely disappointed in my trust being shattered. That sounds like it works, though. I swear. For a second, if I was green, I would die. Oh. But the context. They have just recovered the Infinity Drive from the ruins on the planet. They are loading it into the ship. And everyone's breaking up to want to go do their tasks and set about what they need to set about for the Defender to leave and pursue the fleeing Rolfians. Tricky coyotes. I know. I'm going to have to put up a sign on my Picarto. No coyotes. No exception. Ever. Cesra, you are not allowed to snark. You have enormous, elegant, fennec-like yinglet ears. It is obvious for you to hear song lyrics, while I am but a humble Pennsylvania with the IQ of an Amishman. It is not fair. You are not allowed to judge me for having my trust immediately destroyed by a potato. Earth is now out of water. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said. Oh God, you're gonna break my heart. Lowers ears. I was not poking fun at Caleb. No, that's okay. We're all having fun here. Except for my throat, that is letting me know I am being far too loud. But I don't care! Oh yes, when it comes to drinking water, I know this is going to be something that is easily taken out of context, but I am a very thirsty man. I I can, I already regret saying that. But I drink like 2 gallons of water every day. I can kill a 2 liter of water and still kill, or I can still, brain, help me out here. I can kill a 2 liter of cola and still do the 2 gallons of water. And like I'm at the point where I know what drinks faster. Kids, don't go there. But like it, dial it back. But it's at the point where I know what drinks faster and what doesn't. Where like there's certain drinks that like it's gone and it only feels like it was a sip or something like that. I don't know if anyone else has ever noticed that, but there's stuff that just drinks really fast and really easy. And when it comes to soda, I can just kill soda. I know to annoy people if I ever got bad service in a restaurant or if the staff seemed playful and funny, I'd take and I'd like kill the glasses excuse me of soda as quickly as possible. And I had some good ones. I had some good experiences here where it's called Red Vault. Oh God, don't break my heart. I miss Vault so much. But like I'd take the Bayport was fun. The Bayport Inn is in Florida, I think Brooksville-ish kind of area. And I asked for lemonade because it had been forever since I had lemonade, and it was just delicious! What a wonderful lemonade! I'd like another, please, because free refills. And he brings me out another one, and delicious! I haven't had lemonade in forever. And the server noticed every time he'd come back to the table, I'd be out of lemonade. So he'd look down at the cups. I went, "Shall I get you more lemonade?" And I went, "Oh yes, please. I'm quite thirsty." And he goes, "Okay." And he comes back and he has 2 glasses of lemonade. And he goes, "Here you go." I go, "Thank you." And the next time, like at that point, I knew what he was doing. It's like, oh, okay, he's issuing me a challenge here. I have run afoul of a very dedicated restaurant server who wants to make sure that his customers are not without drink. Well, unfortunately, he does not know that I am a bottomless pit. So down they went. He comes back and I went, "Thank you. Those were delicious." And he goes, "Shall I get you some more then?" And he goes, "No," he goes, "Hang on, like, you don't have a hose under there, do you?" And I'm, "No, I'm just thirsty." And I went, "Shall I get you some more then?" And they went, "Oh, yes, please." And I'm like, "All right." And he goes back there and he gets me a pitcher of lemonade in a cup that's also full. And he goes, "Your lemonade, sir." And I went, "Thank you." And I went, "Whew." And I took down the pitcher and everything. And he's like, "Okay, now this is a challenge." And he left. And he disappeared in the back, and he got like this big margarita cup and set it down on the table, and he went, "Your lemonade, sir." And at this time, my stomach was going, "Oh, God, that's a lot of lemon. That's too much lemon." So I had to get up and excuse myself and, run off to the bathroom and address that situation. And I had like this kind of like montage after I was done experiencing my dimension of pure lemon, where I was in the mirror like, "Okay, you don't let this man beat you. You've got one last glass of lemonade to want to finish. It's a hot Florida day and you need your lemonade. You work hard for your money." And like I hopped myself up. I went back to the table and I got my way through the cup and I went, "Thank you for the lemonade." And he goes, "Do you want some more?" And I went, no. My thirst has been taken care of. But normally, when people, when I go to a restaurant and like it's an appropriate time to want to get away with doing that. I'm not going to do that at like lunch hour or something, and people will notice how quickly I'm drinking the drinks. They usually get quite spicy or not spicy, but they get kind of like playful. They get this impishness to them. It's like, okay, I can tell like there's this sort of game that they play, and I can tell that they're into it when they come back and they have 2 cups of soda. It's like, okay. Here you are, sir. Is this the appropriate amount of drink you would like? And I'm just glad I'm not an alcoholic, because if I did this and they did this with alcohol, I'd 1, be bankrupt, and 2, I don't think I could ever drive anywhere ever again. The only problem is I don't know of any good malt shops, and I know you don't get free refills for for ice cream shakes and stuff like that. Otherwise, I don't have anything up there that I want to freeze. I don't get brain freezes, so like I would slam them down and just be. I would drink more malts than the entirety of the United States during the 1950s. Like zoinks, man! Load up the mystery machine. I am ready to hit up the malt shops. I love malts. Malted milkshakes are the best. I have done surprisingly little writing, but I'm very happy to have everybody here. The conference room. Bull, 20 malts is 20 malts in is 20 malts in is my bet you'd freeze solid. I will have you know, and you should know this for living in the same proximity as me, that I am a hefty fellow. Despite my best efforts to lose weight, I have malt-resistant blubber in every orifice of my body, specifically in this ulnar region, and I would be able to shrug off the cold, freezing effects of it. Granted, my teeth would probably crack somehow, but I would indeed see you 20 malts. Or become a reverse ice cream machine. Well, hey, that's not a part of the equation. All that's a part of this is, can I do it? And you know what? I am tempted now to go to Steak and Shake, since they actually sell malts, order 20 of them, set up my own LA Beast here kind of setting, and just like knock my way through them. Reverse ice cream machine, LMAO. No, we don't need that icon. Meg, behave. No, that is not a chocolate ice cream cone. That is not an emoji. I want staring me in the face, please. No. Thank you. Lol. Anytime, Sestra. We don't need that mental imagery here. Oh no! I don't want to. I don't want another entire population of lava knight. The giggles are coming out, and I need to be writing. We're focusing here, and I don't need to be imagining myself as a reverse ice cream machine, or worse still, a Yinglet as a reverse ice cream machine. They're like a living furry tube sock. We don't need that, because I'm pretty sure there is a limit to the body mass that they can have. Depictions of Puck, to the contrary. I think his name's Puck. I don't know what his name is. I know in the Valsalian chat pit, there was like this kind of somewhat chubby Yinglet that they all went crazy for whenever they uploaded a picture of him. Like, oh, hey, it's him. And he's like, everybody, it's like Baloo the bear. He's just, everybody knows him somehow, and I have no idea who that is. And I apparently have traumatized Sesra. My heart goes out to your enclave. I am so sorry. I'm not going to pay for the recovery because I'm poor, but I'm going to express a great level of sympathy for you. Poke. Poke? Poak. Poke. Poke. I'm going with Poke. EDB Commander. Well, hello there. Happy to have you. We're loud, obnoxious, and doing very little writing tonight because we're just being silly. I hope you have a fun time, and I feel like now that I've said that, you are going to disappear almost immediately. Ren Hoek. Yes, there we go. Poek and Hoek. At least that's probably his name somehow, probably. But yes, as we've covered earlier in the stream, yeah, Poke is what it sounds like. I thought so. Poke the Yinglet. That sounds more like instructions than a name. But what we've gone over in the stream so far is the importance of pacing and trying to keep as much happening per chapter as possible to be respectful of people's times, barring situations where you want to sort of live in the moment and just breathe and create an atmosphere of sort of, I guess, slice of life, or at least giving the right framing to a scene you want to do. For me, in this instance, since we're moving towards the climax of the book, and as I had pointed out with one of my favorite movies of all time, Galaxy Quest, there's usually something going on that obviously is driving the plot forward. It never feels like it wastes any of your time. Then we moved on to I lose time in editing whenever I open the document and I've not clearly marked where I'm editing, so I'll overlook it. So I decided to make it more obvious where I'm working, and we did a group vote here, and we highlighted where I'm working and what I'm not happy with so that I know what to change and slap around. I've also somehow developed a snootful. Now, let me see here. The thing is, for context of the scene, for new viewers, hello, I see you still. Please be my friend. We have just recovered an ancient alien artifact out of ancient alien ruins, because, we don't get ancient alien artifacts out of new ruins. And it is a source of terrible energy. In fact, they've done studies of it, the dig site characters, and they've come to the conclusion that somehow, contained within this device, if the energy itself was released, there would be more of it than there is available space in the universe, and it could theoretically destroy everything to the point that it punches into a different reality. We're moving this onto the Defender, which is the main hero ship of the series, which I've drawn here. I do art too. Look at that. Please be impressed. I need validation. But we've moved it onto the hero ship, and we're using its innate ability to track the other relics that were stolen from the dig site by the bad guys of the episode, a species known as the Rolfians. And right now they had just got back on the ship, everyone's dispersing, and Captain James Calabar Tanner, who has recently lost the crew of a previous starship before being rushed into command of this one, is realizing he is very slowly alienating one of his only surviving best friends from his previous command. And everything just keeps seeming to go more and more wrong, because through his efforts to not worry her by pushing off her concerns, he's pushing her away and making her more distant. And since she as a character is very robotic in her nature, like, she's organic, but she's heavily cyber modified, and she wasn't really socialized around humans a lot during her early development. So she comes off as very mechanical or logical or emotionless in the way she interacts with people. She has no real gauge on how to understand emotions in others. So the more he keeps pushing her away, despite obvious signs that he isn't as fine as what he's suggesting, the more she's thinking he's mad at her or she's done something wrong. And it's just creating this perfect storm of trying so hard to dispel what you're feeling that you're actually removing yourself from the people who actually care about you. And it's something kind of fun to want to put together here, and it feels good to actually articulate that into something somewhat coherent that I can look back on later and write that down and go, oh my god, I must have been brilliant that night, that explains it perfectly. But right here I need to take and reword this. So I'm going to read through the paragraph here that I'm not so happy with. I'm also going to take a tissue because I feel like my brain is going to drip out of my nose. Pardon me for just a sec. Ah, my ear popped. He'd normally say something to fill the air, Tanner thought, as he stood with Cairo in the tram station. The tram towards the Defender's forward lift. He'd say something about what they'd gone through, told a joke, made some kind of hopeful remark about the others, but it felt more like his mind was betraying him. Everything he thought of would sour within his mind, feeling it sounded too forced, but at the same time realizing that the silence was growing louder and louder. In the end, he remained. Excuse me. In the end, he remained the silent stranger for Cairo's curious stare until they reached the command deck. Yes, I really don't... Oh, okay, so I did put my glasses away. They were out all night. I go for them now, and I did the sensible thing and put them away. I'm going to open this up and just see on a scale from 1 to 10 how Victorian I look. Ah, yes, school teacher. Wonderful. That is the look I'm going for. All right, class, open your textbooks to the chapter entitled The Wonderful World of Leeches and Their Relevance in Modern Medicine. By the way, EDB Commander, feel free to say anything if you'd like. I welcome the interaction with my audience. You look like $100, but not a cent more because we all know you shop at the thrift shop and eBay. Ooh, my neck. Wait a second. My goodness, I'm stumped. Ben Franklin here. Yes, that's exactly what we're working with. Oh, I want to ask something. Sesra, are you open for commissions currently? Because I do still fancy the idea of getting a picture from you, because you are awesome. I very much appreciate the portrait of my head you did that I will upload soon. When I was first practicing with trying to get better at digital art, it was Colby, Sesra, and I think me, and I think that was it. Who took this one picture of me that I'm very happy of because it's like one of the only flattering pictures of myself that I own. And we all tried to draw it. And by try, I mean Sesra succeeded amazingly. And I kind of want to upload it and show it off and make like, draw this ugly head meme or art challenge. You know, if the forehead looks as reflective as a mirror, you've done a good job. But I want to try and make it like a benchmark for myself as I improve with art as I go along. But I want to support my friends and all their artistic endeavors. I know I support Ray by occasionally commissioning her, which she kicks and fusses about because she doesn't feel like she needs. I need to pay her because we're good friends. And I'm like, no, I like you. You deserve to have money because your art isn't free. That swirling ball of word salad aside, I would actually like. I was just thinking of this just now. Since you do people rather well, I was wondering if you might be interested in taking a crack at Cairo. I do have an old design of her that I need to revamp, but I think it would be really cool to see what comes from the infinite creativity of a yin brain. So if you would be interested in that, please let me know, Sesra. I'm sure, despite your busy schedule, in some way or some fashion, one of your prehensile hand feet can be free enough to hold a stylus. And again, I do know you're very busy, so don't feel bad at all for saying, like, no, please. I want to live. I will be right back. I'm going to take a quick lap around the planet Earth and see if I can find those marbles I've misplaced. I'll leave the robe on for now. One moment, this is our intermission. I have returned. And no marbles were found, but both my folks seem to be asleep on the sofa with royalty-free creepypasta piano music playing. And I hear like the faintest reading of a creepypasta going through with that like bing, 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 ding, like wobbly, spooky, royalty-free. I didn't have to pay for this piano music. Whoa! I'm just amused by that. Alrighty, now, what is this here? Yes, the elevator can be the elevator music can be uncued. Now we're on a tram. Oh, by the way, Sesra, I was showing this off earlier when there was nobody in the stream to be actually showing off to. I want to know if you remember your VHS players well, because I've recently gone through and bought the old Quasar Plus. It is a 4-head VHS player because I have a bunch of VHS tapes that I want to play, and now I have my childhood VCR back and all hooked up, and I'm very stupidly happy about that. You know, the joys of not updating to a modern media format. I swear, by the end of the year, I'll be like BG strutting around with my Walkman. I'll have a Walkman, I'll have a boombox on my shoulder to place the Walkman on top of, duct taped to my LaserJet printer and my Laserdisc video player, watching 2001: A Space Odyssey, and just being the happiest man on the face of the earth. And also probably very lightly radioactive. Oh, hello, little hair. You're supposed to be on my robe. Or preferably where my bangs used to be. I'd enjoy that. Don't worry. One day I'll find where my bangs have run off to. Oh, by the way, could someone do me a favor? Oh, wait, no, wait. I can do a smart thing and just copy and then send it. Wonderful. I have done a smart thing. All right. Bye. by EDB Commander. Whoever you are, I was glad to have you here. It was a special moment in time we shared together. But no, for future reference to anyone, feel free to comment in the chat. I am very happy engaging with my audience and talking with you. I enjoy the conversation. Jacob, good to have you. Glad to see you're here. And I actually started the stream earlier talking about what you had talked to me about we live in a very unique time of technological development, and this is like our one moment under the sun when it's going to be obvious with the leaps and bounds progression of our technology, whereas in the future it's just it won't be so blatantly apparent. We're living in a very fast-paced point in time of everything jumping forward. It's special, and it's nice, and I'm happy to be living in this one brief moment. If like with all the craziness in the world, if I can take one shining happy moment or one realization to make me sort of wistful about being alive, it is that moment there, and I am very thankful to my friend for my friendship with my very good friend Jacob for putting that into perspective for me and giving me something to smile about. So Jacob, you are awesome, and I do appreciate our talks and our conversation and our continued friendship. Now watch. Oh, I'm sorry, the streaming quality was bad. I didn't hear anything said in the last 20 minutes. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm just going to be like, dead. Alright, so that can all go. I'm unhappy with all of that, legitimately all of that. Zoop. Tissue. Come here, tissue. And I want to make sure I'm out of frame. Let me open up OBS here to see if it's a... Yes, awesome. You get to enjoy the wonderful sight of my shoulder. Voice crack, that's sign for... Oh, I'm out of water. Thankfully, I have a spare. Because I always make sure I have an overabundance of water because I drink like a steam engine. I'm very unhappy with the fact that that tastes kind of like soap. In fact, I am very unhappy with the fact that that tastes like soap. I am severely disappointed, and my night has been entirely ruined. Excuse me. A little soap will never hurt anybody. No, certainly not. Nah. If anything, it'll help clean out the interior. Keep Corona on the decline. You know, at least once a month, it's always important to schedule an internal cleaning. You know, if you don't have access to soap, a good sturdy Roto-Rooter should do the job just as good. No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. That's hilarious. No, that's hilarious, but I'm not going to leave that in the chat long enough for Jacob to be able to work with that. Because I'm hoping he's having some sort of colossal technical difficulty, and that's not going to be a thing for the rest of the stream, like Free Roku Show. He's disappeared. Okay. You know, oh, I love my stream and I love interacting with everybody. I was seeing them disappear and I was like, what? By the way, if any of you have recommendations for how I can shake up Written Wednesday to want to improve on it or what you'd like to see, I am very much open because, like, we're about 100 episodes in. You know, I am keen for trying to make this better and set a higher benchmark for myself with my editing and stuff. We're eventually getting other series on my channel too. Yinglet soap hurt everyone except Yinglets. Yes, because it's mostly just like ground up clam shells, I think, and then some sort of fire water. Yinglet soap hurt. Unless you're making a joke about the little rocky thing. In which case, it doesn't so much hurt everybody, just ensures that there's many, many more Yinglets. Raffle or something. Ooh, a writing raffle. Oh god, I don't want to try and say that every stream. Writing raffle. Is poison plants ground up? We poison the germs. Exactly. It's like a good Yinglet mouthwash. If you're on your back frothing at the mouth, you don't know if it's working or if they have died. Calm down, Scoob. Writing raffle. Oh, Haha. I get you, Meg. I get the joke. Jinkies. Writing waffle. No, that's now we're Elmer Fudd. That is not a thing. Ooh, you do the voice well. Oh, thank you. When I've not blown out my throat, I can do a very good Shaggy, and I have had a lot of fun doing Shaggy voice, and I have had quite a lot of fun doing impressions of my former employer, who I do not like, who constantly stole money out of my check and was very nasty to me. The fact that I can impersonate her with a very high degree of accuracy, which Gidge will confirm, amuses me to no end. You know, when you can impersonate someone you don't like, it's very easy to get an apology to make you feel better for the day, or have them profess and confess to being a complete and utter smee. And that you can take to the bank. Pouts, I has to AFK. Well, it was great having you while we did, and it is always, always a pleasure. Might not be back before the stream is over with. Strem is over with, excuse me. Hugs Caleb. Well, hugs the Cesra. Hugs the entire chat. I'm happy you're there. I hugged my laptop. It was very good to have you. And you'll have to ask if I was pronouncing the surname of Katzenellenborgen correctly. I would very much appreciate his review on that. Thank you, Caleb, and the everybody. Yes, thank very much the everybody for joining me. I'm going to keep trying to type, though. Zan said you are pretty spot on. Ha ha! Well, thank you very much. Now the hard part of that is when I want to make the audiobook of finding someone who can get close to the voice I have planned for him. Hugs once more and then tips off. Be well, the lovelies. Well, the lovelies will try to be quite well, and thank you so much for all the hugs. This is... Speaking of lemonade, we just can't get away from hugs. What's another good word for itchy mustache? BRB, half to potato. Ooh, not responding. That's always fun. Ah, welcome back.
Oh, oh no.
Oh, OBS, don't do that to me. Oh, thank God. I think it reconnected. We're good. Can everyone hear me? Every joke, every word, not wood. Each thought, every joke, every word felt increasingly disingenuous. Let's see. I'm going to mark this, yes, the green, because the community voted. And I will come back to this in a little bit. For now, oh yes, the stream has in fact died. For now, keep a kind state of mind and always pursue your dreams, because you are the only person who will ever be able to get you there. I believe in you, and in any context, whatever I can do to want to help, just let me know. I'll always be here. So until next week, have a great time. I hope you enjoyed the energy, and take good care of your VHS players. See you around.